Bird of Prey 5. El Karuga.
Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before, or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Esri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird of Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird of Prey 5, Qapla. And welcome Yvette.
Hello. Hello everyone. Been a while. Good to be streaming.
Yes, it's Thursday. I figured somebody had suggested do an open lines Tuesday, and I said I could do open lines Tuesday. But today's Thursday. I found myself with a little bit extra energy and a little bit extra time. So I figured, why not do an open lines Thursday while I can? Because who knows what next week will bring.
Oh, don't I know that at the moment as well.
So here we are.
We are.
So here we are. Welcome to the lovely Yvette, obviously.
Yeah, hi everyone in the chat. I just put the chat on my phone.
Not Ryan Johnson was first. Says, hello in Qapla, hail Karoga. Richie Poole says, holy crap, another Bird of Prey 5 live stream. And a couple of alpaca emojis. And Richie tells me, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. One day I will look up what a piecework factory even is. Do you know what a piecework factory is, Yvette?
Is it something similar to the workhouses we used to have here?
I don't know. I honestly don't. Sean, yeah, I'd have to look it up. Sean PRK says, open lines is back. Hey guys, I don't have a mic. Also, I have a lot of fans, so I'd have to mute myself when not talking. Oh, well. No worries, Sean. And he also says, Bird of Prey, Qapla Bird. Hope you and the family are doing well today. Thank you. I hope you are doing well. Richie Poole says, Bird of Prey, your feeble weapons will be useless against us. Well, it's just a risk we'll have to take. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. And Karoga emoji, thank you, 47. Sean says, I don't doubt it. I put the link to the panel, which I should pin. Let me go ahead and do that. There we go. The panel has been pinned. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, wait, you're going live on Thursday. Yeah, Gorilla. I figured I had some time and some strength, so I figured might as well might as well go live. It's not going to be too long of a stream. I have physical therapy, although I usually have physical therapy at 5 on Thursday. He's going to be late today, so I don't know, probably have time to go to 5:30 or so. So we should have a couple of hours. My stream might not go 2 hours. It might go less, but it's enough time. It's enough time for a stream. Sean says from now on, it's going to be under one roof. Absolutely. And Richie says maybe Bird thinks it's Tuesday. No, I know it's not Tuesday. Hakeem says, wow, Bird is early. Qapla, everyone. Well, actually, I didn't have a set time today. Yeah, usually I would stream at 4 p.m., I guess, but I was actually a minute late. I had hoped to start at 3:30, but it was 3:31 by my count. Sean says, we the people. Cap After Dark says hey to me and you, Yvette.
Hey, Gap.
And then Gap says hello to all. Boys of New Yorktown says bonjour to you, Yvette.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Is that what it is? Not bonjour?
That's good evening. Bonjour is good evening. Bonsoir is good evening.
Bonsoir.
Or thereabouts. Bonsoir.
I had no idea. Gap says hey to Gorilla, Richie, and 47. Gorilla says specialized factory. Oh, I guess what a Pieceworks factory is. A specialized factory that makes one product. For example, we only make custom exhaust manifolds here. And welcome LDG to the panel.
Hello.
Hello, Pickles.
How's it going, everybody? I had you muted. I had your stream up, and I'm like, isn't Bert supposed to be live? And I turned my head, and oh, you are live. I just had the tab.
No worries.
Howdy, howdy.
So I heard some news today. Is that for public consumption yet, or something coming down in Orlando?
Oh
perhaps?
yeah. Oh yeah. So Elihu is en route. Well, in 3 days he'll be en route, and yeah, we're gonna have a few play dates. One of them being at Disney. Can't wait. And we're gonna have a special YouTuber is also gonna join us.
So it'll be you, Elihu, and a mystery YouTuber.
Yes.
Causing havoc in Orlando.
Oh yeah. And we're bringing it down.
This
Yeah,
could be.
It's not going to go well.
We gotta take bets on how many people are going to be arrested and what debauchery
the body count is. We'll see.
This could be a week to remember on YouTube.
Most definitely.
Going to have a lot of I'm already on the headsets. I'm going to have a lot of footage. I'm basically going to fill up my phone of video.
Gap After Dark says piecework or a piecework pay is paying an employee a fixed pay rate for each unit they produce.
So nothing like our workhouses then.
Gorilla says, hey, to Gap. Matt G says, put in there. The person turquoise waving, that's the emoji that they use. Matt G, it's a turquoise person waving emoji. Thank you. Thank you, StreamYard, for explaining to me what emoji I was sending. Gap says, hey to you, LDG. Matt G says, hello. Hello, Matt. Gorilla says, how long till Bird pulls a Salty and boots him? Did Salty boot you, LDG? That's right. He did. He did. boot
How
you.
many? How many times? I lost count. I lost count.
Richie asked, "Did LDG win the big one, the big lottery?" I don't think so. Miss
comment.
Lundell's Groovy Movies says, "Let me guess, LDG is preggers." That was not the big news. I was asking if you had big news to release.
Although he could be after these playdates.
Maybe he is. Maybe there's more news I didn't know about. Are you pregnant, LDG? I mean, it's okay if you don't want to answer. I mean,
Yeah,
I
okay.
understand the correct. You can say yes, no, or you prefer not to answer. But don't lie.
Mhm.
Don't say no if you're not sure.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, so you're not saying no.
It's like Gorn bottom.
You what?
Unless a Gorn pops out of me.
So you might be pregnant by a Gorn?
Well,
You've been
something like
shagging
that.
lizards. I mean, I know you have lots in your garden.
Well, isn't that how they reproduce? They shove eggs down people's throats like Alien?
I don't know. I think lizards do it normally.
Now what Star Trek was the latest Star Trek was saying? I don't know.
Mr. Lundell says, "Nerds on a rampage. What could go wrong?" Nothing. Gap says, "You're going to fill up your phone full of crap buffets, LD."
Yeah, I'm going to try to get him to go to one too, by the way. Yeah. So yeah, all you can eat lobster competition, mukbang competition with Elihu. I'm going to try to get him to do it.
Why?
See who can who can down the most lobsters.
I'm
pretty sure you can down more lobsters than Elihu.
You'd be surprised. I mean, there's some people that don't look like they could eat a lot, and
I would
just
be
because
very
I got a big
surprised.
belly doesn't mean I have quite a small stomach. Actually, my belly's just big.
Oh, you have quite a small stomach.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got someone else coming up.
Evidence.
Welcome, anti-derivative Jill Qapla.
Qapla, hey, I can only be here for a few minutes, but I thought I'd say hi.
Hello.
Hey, Jill.
A few minutes is
Hello,
better than
hello.
none.
Right? What's going on? Somebody going on a trip? Field trip?
LDG is having Elihu and a mystery YouTuber come to his area, and they're going to go to Disney World.
No, the
And,
mystery
well,
YouTuber.
we don't know who the mystery
might.
YouTuber is.
It's a mystery.
Mystery, but we might know who he is when we find
Yes,
out.
you
when
might
it's
know who he is.
revealed.
I think everybody would know who they are, who he is, once they hear.
No,
who
but I
he is.
mean, like
he or
somebody
she. Yeah.
I mean, like somebody that I'm familiar with.
I believe so.
And they're going
Somebody
to
I'm familiar with. Let's put it that way.
I don't know if you're so much familiar, but I'm pretty sure you know who the person is.
Well, there's somebody who's generally comes to my live streams.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've come to my live streams, I would say you're 99% sure you know of the person.
Yes.
I don't know how well you know the person, but you know of them.
Exactly.
For sure.
I've seen some words that they've typed. That's good enough for me.
Words that takes that what? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yes. Yes. If you come to my streams, you've seen words they've typed into the chat.
Yes.
So LDG doesn't want to release who it is, and I get it. This person isn't here at the moment, best I can tell. But maybe they're listening. We don't know. We don't know. And hey, we got Scotty. Welcome, Scotty R37.
Ahoy, I heard there was a party.
Wow, that's a surprise. Hello.
Hello.
Ahoy! Hey, Qapla to Bird of Prey. Hey, Yvette, it's nice to see you. You look lovely. LDG, you scallywag. And Jill.
Yo.
Scotty, hello. Great to see you.
Richie
So what's
Pools is
going on?
just going through some chats. So if we could do a open panel and we can talk about whatever. But what do we got? Richie Pools says, I noticed LDD did not answer the question about winning the lottery. Oh, I think he did. He did not win. He did not win.
No comment.
Gap After Dark says, I'm done with Strange New Worlds. Everybody's done. The season's over.
I think if he won the lottery, he'd be very busy.
That's true.
Yeah, I didn't even. I'd like to say I didn't even start with Strange New World, but I did see an episode and a half of the gimmick episodes.
Gap says, I've watched many episodes, but that musical episode, that is Star Trek definitely dead.
Amen.
That's it. Star Trek is definitely dead.
And
Well,
it's been dead before, but it's dead again.
Bird, you're a scholar. When it comes to Star Trek, I consider you a scholar. Whether or not you want to accept such a mantle, that is up to you. I consider.
That's fine.
Like, how would you put, say, the Captain Proton episodes of Voyager up against Subspace Rhapsody?
Let's put it this way. I'm okay. I understand that a musical episode of Star Trek has a right to exist. Okay, like had they done a DS9 version, maybe I could see it. I mean, let's face it, they've done all other types of gimmick episodes. I mean, but they generally came out well. They've done comedic, they've done
James Bond.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, they're doing Our Man Bashir. They did the James Bond parody. They've done the Area 51 thing. They've done going back in time within themselves. They've done Trials and Tribulations. They've done making fun of themselves in the mirror universe, which is how I kind of put like the DS9 stuff. I mean, when you had
oh my God, when you had Worf holding Garrick on a leash.
Yeah, and you had Vic Fontaine killing Julian, or Julian killing Vic Fontaine. Sure. Yeah, I mean, they can do
He's a hologram. What happened there?
Yeah, well, in this universe, though, he wasn't a hologram.
He was birthed in the mirror universe. He was not photons.
So I could see them doing a musical in the holodeck or something, because like they did the episode literally with everybody becoming a Bond villain because of the transporter, the ship exploding. Everybody's in the transporter buffer, and they turned out to be in Julian's. Julian was playing his Bashir, his Bond program with Garrick, and so everybody's in there. You got Avery Brooks as the bad guy. You got
Dr. Noah.
You got Kira as the Russian lady, the very sexy
Ivana
Russian lady.
Spunkalot.
Yeah. And of course Dax as the sexy scientist, and
Honey Rider.
No,
Miles.
Honey,
something honey.
Miles as the henchman, Worf as the security guard, and so then that was all for fun. That I would say that was a gimmick episode, but it was done very well. So had the songs and had the singing been done well, I think they could have pulled it off. But I don't think that the writers of Strange New Worlds were anywhere near gifted enough to pull it off.
Sure.
So I think it could have, I don't think it had to be a failure. I just think it was a failure.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. Sure.
Yeah, agreed.
Gorilla says Elihu might win. He will get the munchies. That's because LDG is going to bring them all to a buffet and see who can eat the most.
If you had the munchies, which would you prefer? Would you get like all the potato chips or like a variety of cereals?
You know, having never had the munchies, I really don't know how it works. But just being hungry, I would want like cereal or I'd want something more substantial than potato chips.
When I get munchies, I prefer fruit.
That's why we hang out so much.
Is that a fruit? I never knew that.
I am a fruit.
I never knew that fruit satisfied the munchies. Like I always heard those like tacos.
Well, no, but they
Tacos
get
are
your
good too.
tacos are great, but that's a meal. The munchies are something like potato chips, cereal, and then fruit. Fruit is actually the best answer. You have a little melon, you get a little kiwi, whatevs.
It satisfies the desire for variety.
It's a beverage and a snack.
Mr. Lundell says Captain Proton episodes are superior to the musical crap they tried to pull. I agree.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
It's so much fun. I didn't know anything about Flash Gordon until I saw Voyager.
I love Captain Proton because I remember watching the black and white Flash Gordons, and it was a blast from the past when I saw it. When I saw the Voyager episodes originally.
For me, it was an introduction to it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, they were great. Oh, Saturday mornings, Flash Gordon.
The last son of K says members of Pike's crew are incompetent and insubordinate. They'd never be worthy of being on the Enterprise, if not in Starfleet at all. Pike looks like a worse captain than Janeway, tolerating it. That's all true. And Richie Poole says Mirror Vic only means there's a real Vic in the regular universe, upon which the holographic Vic is based on. We just never got to meet him.
Oh my God, that's a great idea that I never thought of. It's possible.
Yeah.
Well, it is interesting because there is Dr. Zimmerman who created the EMH. And so there could be a cybernetic programmer or holographic programmer in the real world.
And the reason that makes sense is because, as you say, we have the EMH who has a personality based on a real person, and he goes sentient, and so does Vic. So it only makes sense that the holograms who are more based on a real person would have a more likelihood of becoming breaking away from their programming and becoming a person.
Last on the case says it's a modern audience woke BS and tipping of the hand to wanting to remake TOS with the shipping of Kirk and Spock. I mean, stripping maybe?
No.
He says, I barely tolerated.
Shipping is a term used where fans write stories about them getting together.
Romantic escapades.
Mm.
So last on the case is I barely tolerated JJ Trek, but won't watch 1 minute of Kurtzman Trek.
Good idea.
And Gorilla with the revelation, Jill is a stoner. Yeah. That's the big news today.
Mm-hmm. In fact, this is her intervention.
Oh my God.
Bill, you need to understand you're causing problems for everybody. I don't know how, but yes, this is an intervention.
She's numerically dyslexic.
I'm shocked.
But you need to promise that you'll stop the devil weed.
I thought it was the devil's lettuce.
Whatever. You'll stop everything the devil
I thought it was a
related.
devil's foot.
Gummy bears.
I've never heard it called that.
Bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure
last-
that's beyond. Sorry.
Last on the cases, it could be the original program of Vic programming was just reimagining himself as Vic. Well, I imagine that the Vic programmer, like Vic was just a musician that the programmer was basing Vic, on. I don't think Vic was the programmer, but like I pictured Vic as like just a musician that the real programmer knew in real life. And he's like, hey, do you want to be in my holodeck program? And I'm like, yeah, sure. You can base this guy on me. And,
Yeah, but Vic, like I kind of put. Sorry.
Mamo Prey was saying that, the guy was already famous. Well, in the real world, yes.
No, but I kind of like the unique nature of Vic's holodeck program is, while not influenced by the Binars, I think that he is unique to whoever programmed Vic. And Vic became self-aware either through programming or, happenstance. Like Vic Fontaine is aware that he's a hologram that may have something to do with the length of time that the holosuite was in perpetuity, if you will. Not perpetuity, that's the wrong word. But like just how
I
long
think it was
on.
definitely. No, I think he was self-aware by design. That
Right.
I don't.
But I don't think that it has anything like Minuet. Again, I go back to Minuet, and it's the Binars. It's who programmed that holographic entity that sort of defined their existence. I hate to quote C-3PO, but thank the maker.
And I do have to go now, but I was so happy I was able to say hello. And I hope you guys have a fun time. I'll be listening while driving.
Nothing and listening.
See you, Jill.
Later, Jill.
Later.
Take care, Jill.
No, not
don't
right
overdose. Don't overdose.
Say hi
on
to
it.
Jack for me.
Cheers.
Okay. Jack. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I am streaming tomorrow, noon central. So that's fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Potomac tea time or whatever. Scotty,
It's going to be.
know.
It's going to be it's Plomeek tea time.
Right.
And it's going to be a UFO episode.
Very cool. Professor Brainy Specs is in the house. Hello, Professor. Miss Lundell says Vic Fontaine was designed to be self-aware. He knew he was a hologram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty clear. Welcome, Dave G. Sound.
Ahoy.
Richie Poole says, back to work for me. Thanks for starting 30 minutes earlier than usual. You're welcome, Richie.
Have a good night, Richie.
Sorry, Scotty.
Oh, no. I was just wondering what you thought of the... I apologize. Perhaps I'm taken by your avatar. I'm going to ask you Star Quest Trections. How did you feel about the Lower Decks crossover? I didn't get to hear your thoughts.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I don't know. I think, I thought it was, how do I put this? Meh. I thought it was meh. I thought it was a pretty boring episode. Again, I put the writing as disappointing. I figured like we got a very boring reason for everything to happen. It was basically a discount Guardian of Forever. That, you know, they just did something. They just, you know, pulled out the cheapest thing they could do to do a universe switch. And I don't know, it felt like they wasted everybody's time. Like, there really was nothing. The only point of it was that they say, oh, okay, they got somebody from one universe into the other. That really didn't do anything for me. I don't know how to say it. It was just boring. I was disappointed.
Well, I'm taken by Boimler. I enjoy Jack Quaid as a performer, and so I really,
he's a good actor.
And so I enjoyed that crossover when they brought over Mariner. I forget the name of the lady.
Connie Newsom.
Yeah, and I thought that she was. You know what? I found her more charming.
I think she's better as a real person.
Yes.
Than as a cartoon character.
Right. I think that she puts forth a lot of disconcerting sort of condescension. Like but when she was real, like when she was an actual human, like not two-dimensional, animated, if you will. I thought that it was great. And so I thought it was a fun crossover that I never thought that I was ever going to see. I didn't think that they were going to do it well. And I don't think that they did it as well as they could have, which is, again, same contention for Subspace Rhapsody. But like, I enjoyed it. It was a fine little cartoon that I find at the bottom right-hand corner of my newspaper. Like, I watched it and I was chuckled by it. But it wasn't anything that I was going to be like, this is better than Star Trek 4. This is better than the Trials and Tribulations episode of Deep Space Nine. So no, it was fine. It was a pleasant little goof.
You know what? I think the opening cartoon for Roger Rabbit was more entertaining.
Oh, dude, have you ever seen a Roller Coaster Rabbit? It was in front of Dick Tracy, one of the best cartoons ever. Loved it. Anyway, sorry, I just had
it, but I forgot about it till you just mentioned it.
I had a spasm there, and I was just like, Roger Rabbit's my favorite.
Professor Brainy Speck says, yeah, not feeling my best at the moment. Qapla. I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm glad you're here. Dave G. Sound loved the Lower Decks crossover, though it made no sense to do.
No sense.
Ask Bert about Lost. No, don't ask me about Lost, John Araki. Okay, I'll tell you, it was a million times better than Lost. Okay. The crossover, hell, even the musical episode was better than Lost.
See, there you go. I'm glad we have a bar. This is better than Lost.
Last Son of Cases, wasn't the Boimler actor much older than the character? Yes. Yeah, Jack Quaid is like 30-something years old, where Boimler is like, what, 19, 20, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was definitely older, but in the scheme of things, the age wasn't on my top 5 problems.
And let's not forget, modern Trek is kind of a scheme.
An antidote of Jill says, I thought the crossover was padded too much with self-congratulations in place of storytelling. And we've got someone else about to come up. Let me just read here. Miss Lundell says Lost was television well worth watching. Oh my God, Miss Lundell.
No.
Miss Lundell is drunk.
Fake news.
Miss Lundell is drunk. Welcome, Positive Candor, Qapla. He must have a fever of some type.
Yeah, the only cure must be cowbell.
Mr. Trent says Boimler should have said to Pike as he left, "Don't worry about the blinky chair. You will still have a full life. Heck, your kids will be heroes."
You know, that last episode of Strange New Worlds was another pretty gorny episode.
Yes, it was. And Dave G says, "My name is not Quaid."
Lost got lost. That's what happened to that TV series. It was aptly named, pretty much.
It got lost very quickly.
Still so pissed about the others, about that kid who left the island and never came back, and we never found out what happened.
It all got lost. You know, kind of like a
that whole fucking giant Egyptian thing.
Kind of like current stories in Star Trek. They get lost.
Who built the fucking sunk at the bottom of the island with the giant wheel to turn? I mean, none of it makes any sense. My favorite part of Lost was Hurley driving the van through the woods, taking out somebody. Random Menace, welcome, Random Menace. Says you all need Disco Season 5 to appreciate all 2023 Trek more. I mean, if that's just going to say that Discovery Season 5 is going to be even worse than all the Trek we've seen so far, it will therefore make all previous Trek better by comparison. I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, it doesn't come out until next year, though.
I mean,
I can wait.
At this point, I don't think it's ever coming out.
I mean, you saw the trailer, right? The goofy Burnham flying through space kind of trailer, basically.
No, I didn't.
Oh, is that the lady who?
The trailer came out a long time ago, but yeah, she's basically, people complain she's basically Iron Man in space, or I guess Captain Marvel in space, whichever way you want to prefer, whatever Marvel character you want to compare her to, but yeah.
I just want to compare Michael Burnham to G.I. Jane. I don't know the name of the character, but like if they wanted to make Michael Burnham into G.I. Jane, then that would have been so much better. We underestimate you, and yet you are so much better. And you undercut that character based on her mutiny or how she started a war and committed war crimes and whatevs. But like after that fact, that hole that they dug her so deep, and it's like, no, you can do this. Demi Moore was better in G.I. Jane than Sonequa Martin Green is in Discovery. And I just wish, if that was the parallel that they were trying to do, let's find someone who is just trying to redeem themselves through the layers of Starfleet by doing their job. I'd be so happy. That would be so good. But no, it's just a person who is asserting that they are correct based on nothing.
Well, not only are Burnham correct, but she is a master of everything.
She knows Kung Fu.
Yeah, she's the ultimate Mary Sue out there in Star Trek lore, anyway.
I don't even think Mary Sue. Like it's an insult towards Mary Sue's. Like she every argument that she gets into, you know she's gonna win. There is no tension whatsoever. Anyway, I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but I did.
John Araki says Bird was offended that John Locke got to walk again. Actually, when I saw Lost for the first time, the only time, I was walking. So it wasn't until years later that I realized that the whole John Locke story kind of resonated with me on a different level years later, but I'd already hated the show at that point, so it was way too late to care. But
there's a moment when you're watching a television show and you're waiting for something to happen. And I've seen shows that I love where I'm waiting for something to happen. And it's like nothing ever happens in the show, but when it does, it's like, yay. But Lost seems to be one of those shows where nothing happens and then you're confused and you're meant to figure it out for yourself.
Well, the only show that succeeded. The only show that succeeded in nothing happening was Seinfeld, because that's what it was based on. Nothing really happening. But then they screwed up, the final episode of Seinfeld. So there goes that.
Are you a fan of Lost?
Not really. I think I watched the first season. As I said, it was a pulled tapestry. They just kept pulling and pulling and never putting it back together, and it just got more and more. What? Why? And yeah, I don't like getting angry, so I just stopped watching it.
Good answer.
Mr. Lundell says, but neither G.I. Jane or Mikey Spock were believable and couldn't be taken seriously.
I've never seen G.I. Jane. The only reason I have 2 copies of it is because I figured it would be a movie that was canceled because of that one time that Chris Rock called Jada Pinkett Smith G.I. Jane. And I was like, I better scoop this up before they cancel it.
Yeah, it's pretty much an unbelievable movie in a way.
Anyway, I do have to excuse myself on a G.I. Jane joke. I appreciate that no one slapped me in the face. Thank you so much. Cheers, Bird of Prey. Your continued survival pleases me, and you're an amazing gentleman, and I can't wait to hear more. Yvette, thank you for putting up with me. LDG, I will see you in the underground at some point. And Positive Candor, pleasure, sir. See you in the future.
Later, bud.
What you up to, Positive Candor? How are things?
Well, things have improved since the dancing Klingons.
Yeah. Oh my God! People sending me links to it, like people who know me but not know me as well. Like they're like, acquaintances over the years. Like, oh, you're the Klingon guy. Did you see this?
Hey, the Klingon guy.
Yes, I've seen it. I'll be honest. Richie Poole sent me a link to Klingon Gangnam Style. Did anybody see that?
Oh yeah, Bio Mike did it.
Yeah, right. Bio Mike took
Yeah, I
little pieces of
accidentally
it.
clicked on it and saw it, and I actually put a message saying, "Thanks, I'd managed to avoid all this crap till now."
I had not seen it. But
he's done a couple of others as well.
Yeah, but then I saw the full length Klingon Gangnam Style, and I was, if that came from this, then it was worth it. Although I highly doubt that the Gangnam Style Klingon video was a result of the Strange New Worlds Subspace Rhapsody, right? Because I didn't look at the release date.
A bit clever. Personally.
Oh, no, okay, no. Klingon Gangnam Style is 10 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with it. If anything, maybe it was, maybe it convinced the Strange New Worlds producers to make what they made. Okay.
So we have someone to blame. I'm so glad I gave up Star Trek. I'm happier as a person for not watching these.
Mr. Lundell says there's no way in hell a woman could possibly come close to successfully completing SEAL training. And John Aragi says the best women these days were men. Last on the case says, yes, Mr. Lundell, you are correct. Most members of the military men who try to complete SEAL training fail. That was a joke. And the random minute says Subspace Rhapsody was a chore to watch. Took me 3 attempts. Really? Because Random Menace, you're somebody who's quite positive about these new shows. I'm surprised.
Well, usually the number one reason for not completing SEAL training is getting injured. Because I knew somebody who went through it and they basically got injured. And that pretty much automatically, you could go through it again. But yeah, usually.
I tried to do the SEAL training, but they said I had to be a member of the Navy. And then they said I also, had to be able to walk.
Yeah.
And then they said I actually had to leave my house. And I had to stop calling them, asking how I could become certified SEAL from home.
Yeah.
But the aquarium accepted you.
The aquarium accepted me, says Mom.
Do you have an aquarium?
So you identify as a SEAL now, occasionally.
You have fish in your house? Is that what you're saying?
I had fish. There are no fish any longer. I had fish before I got sick.
Okay.
The fish did not survive my hospitalization, unfortunately.
But it wasn't because you forgot to eat them.
It wasn't because they forgot to be fed. In fact, they were overfed. That story. I had.
So they were fed the spam, basically.
I was just waking up from the coma, and Sis will pray and Mom will pray. Were telling me about, don't worry about your fish. They've been feeding them every day. And I was like, I could barely talk. And I was like, and finally, what's the matter? I had to say once every 3 days. Feed them once every 3 days. Oops. No.
We know each other.
And they didn't know that the other one was feeding the fish. They were both feeding the fish, and my father was feeding the fish. So Yeah. Random Menace says he's not a pre-programmed hater. I like what I like and don't what I don't. Well, I don't like it. I'm not a pre-programmed hater either. It's just I hate everything new. Not by chance, not just by chance, I guess. I mean, if what was new was good, then I would like it. I don't really believe that the people you think are pre-programmed haters are pre-programmed haters. They just hate it because it sucks. Stan Lee says we can eliminate the male-female divisions for most complex completions other than combat sports. However, it'll just end up that the fastest woman will come in at number 100. So we'll still have, say, she was number 100 overall, but she was the fastest girl. Andrew Jill says, I turned it off when Spock started singing about his broken heart. Yeah. Stanley says, or just never have a woman win a race ever again. Well, Tilly won. Tilly won the male female combined sex. What was it? The race. It was a marathon. It was a marathon on the ship. So yeah, it's not that even Tilly won for the women. Tilly just won overall. The Random Menace.
It's new Star Trek, isn't it?
The Random Menace is I managed the SEAL training. I can balance a ball on my nose. John Rocky says Bird tried to swim with the fishes in his hot tub. Last Son of K says I'm so glad Dana White put his foot down and said no to trans women competing in the octagon against women. A woman would die in that exchange, and the sport would be marred forever. Stanley says, like having someone water your orchid every day when they just need to be sprayed with a light mist every once in a while. Dave Jesus, a sad but funny fishtail. Stan Lee says, I liked the rewatch of TNG and DS9 multiple times, but don't see myself ever wanting to rewatch any of the new track episodes I've seen. That's it. I mean, that's what it truthfully comes down to. To this day, I would rewatch virtually any TOS, TNG, DS9, Voyager, or Enterprise episode. Like, if it's on TV and I've got nothing else to do, I would watch almost anyone. But not for a moment would I sit down and rewatch anything from Discovery onward. Even if it was the best episode, I just don't care. Their best episode isn't that entertaining to be worth rewatching. Especially when every other, Trek episode is available. Stan Lee says, well, Tilly is in extraordinary physical condition. It's the power of cake. No, it's not a race to the buffet. Mr. Trent says,
LTG would win.
Tilly the Hut has her own gravity.
That's cruel. That's cruel.
Poor Tilly. Remember, Tilly hugged the tree, and the tree hugged back. Gorilla says, did you boot LDG and I missed it? I haven't heard him in like an hour. No, he's there. You can see he's rubbing his own chest at the moment. He's on.
Yeah.
There he is. He forgot he was on camera. Did you feel anything you liked there, LDG?
Oh, Billy. It's this new posture bra. It puts a pressure on my
posture bra.
Yeah.
You're wearing a bra?
Yeah, I got a posture
I'm
bra.
sorry, I hadn't noticed. No.
Yes, see the.
Oh yeah, okay.
Keeps the shoulders up.
Keeps the boobs up close to
So
your
I
chest.
still end up forcing myself like this, but even this, it's still. I don't know. It's working. It's just a little irritation I got to deal with. It's getting better. It's getting better. I got to keep adjusting though.
Welcome to our world.
Welcome, JPs.
Hey,
No.
Hey, JP.
The beauty of Tilly.
Oh God.
The beauty of Tilly.
Yes.
Tilly, Captain Killy. It's quite beautiful. Last Son of K asked, how in bad shape was everyone else if Tilly could outrun them? Not only could Tilly outrun them, she could stop, take a 5-minute break to talk to the fungus person, and then start running again, and then outrun everybody. Like she's even I don't know. That would be like me running in elementary school. Let me tell you, I was the slowest person in my gym class, but then somehow I ended up winning. It doesn't make any sense. Antidote of Jill says the real indication on how bad New Trek is was how much fun we had in the past hour talking about real Star Trek gimmick episodes versus Strange New Worlds, which the most fun is Yvette's glee that she missed it all. Mr. Lundell says he wears a bra. Oh my effing G, TMA. Too much info, I think he means. Stanley asks if LDG is wearing a bro or a manzier. Which one is it?
A brow? A bro?
Are you wearing a bro or a manzier? Do you know what that
I have no
refers
clue.
To?
I don't even know what.
There was a
play on
Seinfeld
words.
episode.
Oh, that's yeah. I remember. I don't remember what the difference was, but yeah, I remember that.
They're the exact same thing, except
yeah.
what's his face wanted it to be called a bro, and George's father, I think, wanted manzier. Last on the case is a posture bra is still a bra.
Or the posture bra that would make it a bra. Wearing a bra. Posture bra.
The Random Menace's Prodigy has strong rewatchable ability potential. I mean, if you say so. I've watched Prodigy. I don't have any great desire to rewatch it. Maybe one episode. Stanley says she does like Bill Clinton jog to McDonald's. And Stanley says I could never climb the rope. I still don't know how people do that. Oh, I mean, we didn't even have that rope. We didn't have that rope.
I could only ever get halfway up the rope.
Last on the cases, do they have any concept of believability? Not in Strange New Worlds. Yes, Seinfeld. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says if they're going to wreck Star Trek, at least they could do is give us some titties. You know,
Right.
true enough. Stanley says Kramer liked Bro, and George's dad liked Manzier. Yeah, it's funny how ridiculous little bits of trivia I can remember. I can wait for 20 minutes trying to figure out the name Marathon, but ask who remembered Bro versus Manzier, and I know exactly. 25 years later.
Yeah. Like, wasn't it George's dad that created Festivus as well?
Yeah. A Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Great feats of strength.
Yeah, it was a great show. They just, like Game of Thrones, screwed the ending.
I don't think they screwed the ending. I didn't think it was a great ending, but I thought it was a decent ending. I don't think it was anywhere nearly as bad an ending as Game of Thrones or Lost. Stanley says, I've been trying to get into that 12 Monkeys TV show, but not sure I'll finish it. I have no desire to get into 12 Monkeys because why? I didn't love Picard season 3. The only thing that the 12 Monkeys has to do with is that was Terry Matalas again.
Well, plus I think wasn't Captain what's his name in 12 Monkeys too?
Shaw.
Yeah, Shaw.
Captain Shaw. Yeah, I mean, he came from there with Terry Matalas.
Yeah.
And as much as I didn't hate Captain Shaw, I still didn't love Picard season 3. So I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not running to watch 12 Monkeys.
I'm still trying to figure out 12 Monkeys, the movie.
You're waiting for the payoff of the red door, and it's stupid. It's a stupid payoff, as usual, Because that red door payoff was terrible.
There wasn't really any payoff.
Right. There was no payoff. Like I said, kind of like Lost. You're waiting for the payoff, and there is none. So in Star Trek Picard, what's behind the red door? Oh, it's just a Borg cube. That's it. Really? I mean, come on. That's weak sauce.
The Random Menace says Tilly ran a marathon. Last on the cases, did they all have personal gravity fields? Hers set to 75% less than normal, and everyone else is in double real gravity. Dan Ben, hello, Dan Ben.
Hello, Dan.
Stanley says the Shaw actor is in 12 Monkeys. Yep. And last on the cases, all Picard season 3 got us is more Kurtzman trip. Well, I don't know that it got us more. I'm pretty sure everything we would have had regardless. I mean, it didn't help, but I don't know how much it hurt. I really don't think it hurt us. I just think it did not help.
So, who's buying Disney? Who's buying Paramount? Because they're going to be broke here pretty soon.
I don't think anybody's buying Disney.
Apple's shown interest.
I don't know. Apple's been rumored to be buying Disney, supposedly.
Not all of Disney. They made an announcement that some of their assets may be sold. as far as I've heard, I don't know if that's real or not. My bet, if they sell any IPs, Sony would be your number one.
I don't think Sony has the money to buy anything.
Possibly, possibly not. I mean, everyone's in the same boat at the moment, aren't they? So, and Disney is has to buy Hulu at the market price, which, when it comes up for sale, are they going to have that money? That's a question that's been asked.
Don't you know that Disney, not Disney, Sony's still living off that big Betamax money they've got?
Wow.
Good for them.
Yeah. Well, Bird, it's been lovely. It's getting a bit late here for me, and I've got a rather dreary day.
No worries. Thanks for
tomorrow.
hanging out, Yvette.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm sorry I haven't been around, but I do
Mhm.
listen in, and I will continue. And it's nice to see you all. And take care, everybody. Ooh.
Take care, Yvette.
Honey, Yvette. See you later.
Bye, Yvette.
John the Rocky says
Yvette.
Disney will sell Hulu first. I don't know. I thought Disney's buying Hulu. Mr. Lundell says Apple can't be that foolish with its money to buy Disney. Disney is poison fruits now. Stanley says, aren't most of Disney's classic films all based on existing IP, like old fairy tales, folklore, and fable? Yeah, but they still, they still own what they've made. Last on the case is Disney wants to buy out Comcast for full ownership of Hulu, but they're broke. Dan Venn says a new $1 trillion group emerges to buy the Walt Disney Company, and it isn't Apple. And it's a link to somebody saying not Apple. Anti Jill says, I hope Disney sells Hulu, because then the Orville will be free. Well, I don't know if it's going to work like that. Dan Benz's other news articles say Apple is interested in buying Disney. And Stanley says, but anybody can make a Cinderella or Snow White or Peter Pan or Beauty and the Beast or Pinocchio, etc. Well, they can to a point, but it can't look like what Disney did. Dan Ben says he never saw the last season of Orville because we don't have Fox TV UK anymore and whatever streaming platform it was on. Well, it's on Hulu, but it's on Disney Plus, Dan Ben. So I'm pretty sure you do have Disney Plus. So, or not that you have it, but you could have it. They have Disney Plus all over the world now. So if you subscribe to Disney Plus, you could watch season 3 of The Orville. Not that I recommend you do, because I thought season 3 of The Orville was its weakest season. Stanley says, guess the songs are the best part if they get to own those. And last on okay, so the names of the 7 dwarves are Disney's, so others can't use them. And it says Disney's, but I'm pretty sure he means Disney. Let's see what's going on. Dan saw a Pinocchio film at a cinema when he was a kid. Oh, Fisney equals Duck Fisney. I get it. I get it.
DuckTales. Ooh.
See, DuckTales is a nice Disney property.
No, they would need to bring back Darkwing Duck.
Chippendales.
Yeah, that was good.
Rangers.
Yeah. You mean Indiana Jones and Magnum PI?
Yeah, that's good.
That's what Rescue Rangers was.
I am going to bring up Twitter, or what was previously known as Twitter.
You mean an
let's see.
X-rated thing? You mean X-rated?
It's not X-rated. It's just it's X.
Well, that's what I call it, X-rated.
Let's see how long it takes me to find something that angers me. I'm sure it won't be long. Share screen. Home X. Okay. Rock Solid Productions says access is now behind a paywall. F that. Well, what access? Access to what? Nobody. I don't know what. I know access to Twitter posts is not a paywall. I mean, it is free, but you have to be logged in, which is really annoying. Tom at Midnight After Dark, because he's being patient. Is he in the hospital? It appears like he's in the hospital. I hope he's okay. Beagle fact. What advice do you share for someone with a new beagle puppy? Get ready. It's going to get loud soon. Starfleet Academy. This is new track. I am saddened to report Paramount Pictures filed a DMCA complaint against the Wolf 359 project. So we had to pull the book down for now. Even though we made $0 off this work, we always knew this was a possibility. Still, it has been wonderful just to see it for a bit. 22 months, 500 plus pages, 15,000 plus words. I give you, we have engaged the Borg, the oral history of the Battle of Wolf 359. So I guess that project is dead. Why do modern stars have eyes so wide apart? Am I the only person who notices this? Apparently you were. Okay, here we go. Here's the lower decks. Jill 47 says, so seriously, how old is Beckett Mariner? Her school chum is already a captain. She served on DS9 in the early to mid 2730s. That's at least 6 years before the series premiere. Boimler assumes in episode 1 they are the same age. That just can't be. No, Mariner is way older than Boimler in Lower Decks. She's been stuck in Lower Decks for, I would say, a decade. So I would say Mariner is probably 30 years old, where Boimler is 20 or thereabouts. I don't have an actual answer, but nobody should be surprised if you watch the first 2 seasons of Lower Decks. Mariner is way older. Rambling Canuck says, yes, this house needs to go next door to me, but come on, did you have to start at 8 a.m.? Jesus.
Hey, at least it only took them, 4 to 6 months to finally demolish it.
I had no idea.
In our city, that's what happens. If there's a fire, it sits there like that for a while, and then the city has to get on the owner, and it can take sometimes years before the house gets demolished.
Gail Simone, I never do this, but this one time I made a joke yesterday. Why aren't there any female Star Trek fans? I've been a TOS fan since forever. I've read all the books. I know all the history, that there are millions of female fans, starting with Bajo. Here's the thing. And then she goes on. It was a joke. Question, just me being silly. However, the response is kind of beautiful. There are the usual angry weirdos, but there's also lots of people telling me their female Star Trek fan stories, and they're really lovely to read. So, simple joke I do all the time kind of backfired on me by getting me such a wholesome response, and I love it. If you're a female Star Trek fan, bless you. I know what it's like for good experiences and bad, mostly with comics, but other fandoms as well. I'm glad you found this wonderful universe to love, as I did with Marvel, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you know what? Go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. I saw what you did yesterday, and I knew it was bullshit. And you bamboozled a lot of people. You lied. You lied, and you got a lot of people to waste a lot of time thinking they were giving you an honest answer, and it turned out the entire time you were just doing it for the clicks. You were just doing it for the clicks.
Surprising.
And now you've doubled down and done it again to get more clicks. But I'm not clicking. I'm not clicking. And then she did, right. Except you said, serious question. That's true. Just another. I'm not even gonna. I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to respond because it doesn't matter. I'm out. I'm out. You know what? I know what I'm going to do. Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't think I follow. I don't follow you. Why are you here? Oh, because Katie Sackhoff and Rebecca Romney follow you. God damn it. Katie Sackhoff and Rebecca Romney. Rebecca Romney is the book lady from Pawn Stars. I don't want to stop following her. Can I tell it? I'm not gonna block her.
Mute her.
Is there a mute? Follow, add, mute. Yeah, I'll mute her. Goodbye. Muted. Governor of Poker 3. Start collecting. Yeah. Breaking eggs on kids' heads. The TikTok. What? Yeah, okay. 47 Yorktown. I'll give you a like.
Excuse me.
For Bertle. Tom has survived. I'm gonna give Tom a like. I don't know what he survived, but
It's always a good thing to survive.
Yeah, I'm sorry to see him in the hospital.
Kitties.
Isis or Sylvia. Black Cat Appreciation Day.
Oh, that's the best kind of day.
Yeah.
Is that actually today?
It was posted 4 hours ago.
Yay.
Proxima Centauri says, wow, things are so expensive in the US. I was checking the prices for food items for my daughter who lives in Utah. I feel bad for young people right now. What? You think Utah is it's a big country. I wouldn't worry about what's the prices in Utah versus the whole rest of the country.
Like everywhere else, the prices of food everywhere have gone up. So,
God damn it, Tim Pool. I don't know why I'm still following you. The WGA proposed that TV shows hire a minimum of 6 to 12 writers, but some writers disagree. No one asked for this, said one prominent showrunner. Every showrunner I know is against this. It doesn't make sense to anybody. Who cares? A Stranger Things fan had her life turned upside down after being catfished by a scammer claiming to be Docre Montgomery, who plays Billy in the series. The single mother said she left her husband for the scammer after meeting in an online forum and even sent them nearly $10,000. I hope the husband gets his half of the money back. I doubt it. But,
how can you be so naive?
which legacy Star Trek vessel are we looking at today? It's quite clearly the Enterprise D. Or is it Voyager? Looks like the D for my. I'm pretty sure it's got to be the D. Happy birthday, Madonna. 65 today.
Well, she doesn't look that bad for 65.
All beagles. Who needs toys when you have a cardboard box? Absolutely. Oh, look at those beagles. It's
Tasty
a big
cardboard.
beagle.
Wee bit
An
chunky.
Amazon. It's an Amazon box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beagles are very good at recycling cardboard. If you could pick one Star Trek guest star and do a prequel movie about them, who would it be? I don't know. Decker, I guess. Commodore Decker. Khan. Every Jeffrey Combs character on one ship. Okay. That's, trying to cancel the dead again for something she had no say over, I'm sure. Woke gonna be woke. Wait till the LGBT community gets wind that when you're trying to cancel Dorothy, I'll pop some popcorn. 2 movies a year apart, same B word. Shout out to Gen Z for teaching me this. Okay. Captain Marvel. There we go. Another beagle. Beagle sniffing flowers.
He's not eating them?
No, they'll eat them later. They'll eat them later. Let's see. What's the chat? Let's get back to the chat. Mr. Lundell says Warner should bring back Duck Dodgers in the 25th and a half century. That was peak Duck Dodgers. Peak Warner Brothers. Dan Ben says Disney to make a Sister Act 3. I thought they already did that.
I think so.
Mr. Lundell says it's time for me to hit the salt mines later, folks. Take care, Mr. Lundell. Dan Ben says there's a special media platform. Oh, the social media platform, formerly known as Twitter. Stanley says, yeah, he said he was going in for surgery. Tom Connors, I guess, his leg or something, not life-threatening. That's good to know. Dan Ben says Disney to make a follow-up to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids franchise called Shrunk. Interesting. Last on occasion is a physical sign of Gen Z underdeveloped brain.
Well, that shrunk thing must be about swimming in the pool, right?
Could be. Stan Lee says, well, she was obviously a child prodigy. Captain Finity is in the house. Hey, Captain. John Araki says in Bird's neighborhood, you could drive a car through a house and they don't even relist it at a lower rent. Now it's been What is that? Open to the air, ventilated.
Yeah.
Well ventilated. This last on the case is cities hope a building falls down after it's severely damaged. Cleanup is cheaper than demolition. Stanley says, so the all-female Star Trek Discovery didn't create a huge population of female Trek fans. Well, here's the thing. If you ask today, where are all the female Trek fans? Thousands of them apparently pop out, and they said they've always been there. They've always been there. But 25 years ago, right, when I was, 20 years old, looking for a female Trek fan, there was none to be found. Not in New York City. I'm sure there were plenty in smaller communities around the country, but in New York City, no, there weren't. There weren't any. And now, there's tons of, they're all over the place. Oh, that's bullshit. That's not how it was 20 years ago.
But there was Trek conventions back then, so.
There were conventions, but they were all dudes.
Okay, I wouldn't know. I never went to a Star Trek convention.
I mean, Grant, you had the occasional guy who would bring his wife, who happened to be a Trek fan. But I would think in half those cases, like the woman was like crying, like she didn't want to be there. She's like, she's only doing this to please her husband.
Yeah. The whole by association, I'm married with him, so
yeah,
I have to enjoy something he enjoys to spend time with him.
Yeah, exactly. Stanley says, someone on Twitter was looking for attention. I know. Why? Why? Last on the case is where's the where intelligence goes to die. Dan Van says, I'm not sure I'm following the real Katie Sackhoff. I don't know. I know I am. Last on the case is Tim Pool, a useless twit in a beanie. I bet his butt hurts chronically from all the fence sitting. Last on the case is Madonna, 65, going on 105. And Dan Van says he's following the same Katie Sackhoff as me. Well, then it's the right one. Gorilla's Random Thought says, with New York's air, would rather have closed vents. It's debatable. Stanley says, BS. I don't think a single girl in my high school watched Star Trek. And I am talking about ugly, dirty girls. I know. That's what I'm talking about. Not a single girl in my high school was a Star Trek fan. Okay? Not a single one. And there was 2,000 fucking people in my high school.
They just never admitted to it.
It's not that they even never admitted to it. There was like, it never, actively against it. There was one teacher in the school that used to come in full TNG uniform. In a full TNG uniform for Halloween every year. He would come and I hated the guy. Don't get me wrong. He was a nerd loser even to me. But there wasn't a single woman, girl at all talking about it. even on his side, against his side, nothing to do with Star Trek. It wasn't. It just didn't happen. Last on the case is my mom was a TOS fan. Yeah, well, maybe a generation earlier, there were some. Obviously, there were some fans during the original TOS, and they were part of the mail campaign to send a letter and to keep the show going. But between 1960 and 1990, a lot of the female fans just were gone. Words and Pictures is Thursday, Bird. Oh, welcome, Words and Pictures. John writes, it took till 2023 for the male track fans to start transitioning to female in large enough numbers. Yeah. Last on the case says, she and I saw every Star Trek movie from the motion picture through First Contact together. That's wonderful. Stanley says they didn't know it existed. And this was during the original broadcast years of TNG. I agree. And last on the case is, and my mom was not an ugly nerd girl in the late 60s. No, I'm sure she wasn't. I mean, the 60s fans were probably quite attractive. Pop Culture Curator says, hello, guys. Qapla Bird, hope you are doing well. As I hope you are doing well, Pop Culture Curator. Stanley says, Shatner, shirtless fans. Dan Venn says, the singer Rihanna is a female Star Trek fan. And Star Trek Nitpicker says, Qapla, live long and prosper. Karoga, poker, and sassy emojis. Qapla, Star Trek Nitpickers. Stanley says, don't worry. Everyone knows your mom. I'm not going to read that. Everyone.
So when do we all become uncles from Joseph's kid being born? Do we know yet? What's the due date?
Any day now.
Wow, that was a quick 9 months.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Well, he didn't tell us at the 9-month mark. He waited several months in before telling us. Nick Sticker says, my mom used to watch TOS every night with her friends in the sisters. Okay, well, I'm going to get ready for physical therapy. So before we go, give everybody a chance to say something. LDG.
Bert, thanks for having me. And yeah, I'll be back on my live stream.
Okay, guys, check them out at freethenet.org/underground. JP's, what's up?
Not a lot. Glad to hear that you're back to doing PT.
Thank you.
Hopefully it helps you. And
yes.
Keep at her. That's all I can say for you, Birdman.
Thank you. Thank you.
Besides that, meh.
Meh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you do well. Positive Candor, what you got going on?
Not much lately. Get back to my stuff eventually.
Anything you want to?
I was kind of sick last week, and I kind of messed everything up.
Sorry to hear that. Anything you want to say before we go?
Well, LDG and Elihu, I guess next Wednesday are going to Disney World.
Well, there goes that mystery. You heard it here, folks.
There it is.
I was trying to sell you as the mystery man. Positive.
The mystery.
I should have DM'd you. It's mentioned.
So Positive Candor will be the third person who'll be going to Disney World with LDG and Elihu next week.
The third wheel under mandate.
We look forward to the debauchery you guys will get in with.
See how quickly they get kicked out of the park.
And Star Trek Nitpickers puts in a link to his review of The Last Strange New World. Guys, check it out. Star Trek Nitpickers been doing great reviews. Look forward to watching it soon. Last on the case is my mom also introduced me to the original Dark Shadows TV show too. Stan Lee says he might have to watch Salty's Gorn evaluation at Salty Trekker at 6 p.m. when we're doing live stream with the Gorn. Nitpicker says Fear and Loathing in Disney World. Maybe. And last on the cases, I make a Three Stooges joke, but I like Elihu and Candor. Har har. That's hilarious. I'd make a Three Stooges joke, but he likes Elihu and Candor. So I guess just LDG would be the butt of the joke. Okay, guys. Qapla All, Bird and Panel out.
Roger, Old City Station at 2200 hours. All is well.
Understood. All stations clear.
You amaze me, Commander.
Oh, how is that?
A 20-year space veteran, yet you choose the worst duty station in town. I mean, look at this place. This is the hind end of space.
Peace and quiet appeals to me, Lieutenant.
Yeah, well, maybe that's okay for someone like you, whose career is winding down. But me, I need some challenge in my life, some adventure, maybe even just a surprise or two.
Well, you know what they say, Lieutenant. Be careful what you wish for. You may get it.
Good evening, Commander. Is everything ready?
Step into my parlor, gentlemen.
That's Admiral Kirk, my God.
Very good for you, Lieutenant.
But it's damn irregular. No destination orders, no encoded IDs.
All true.
Well, what are we gonna do about it?
I'm not gonna do anything about it. You're gonna sit in the closet.
The closet? What, have you lost all your sense of reality?
This isn't reality. This is fantasy. You wanted adventure? How's this? The old adrenaline going? Huh? Good boy. Now get in the closet.
Okay.
Go on. Go on.
I'll just